10 Secret Weapons Against Kids' Colds and Coughs. Parents want to see their kids be happy and healthy, free from the discomfort of sniffles, sneezes, and persistent coughs. However, children are more susceptible to colds due to their developing immune systems and frequent exposure to germs at school, daycare, and playgrounds. While it's impossible to prevent every single illness, there are effective strategies to significantly reduce the chances of your child catching a cold or developing a cough. Prevention is always better than cure, and by following a few simple but effective practices, you can keep your child strong and healthy throughout the year, especially during the cold and flu season. Understanding the common cold and why it spreads easily. The common cold is a viral infection that primarily affects the upper respiratory tract, including the nose and throat. It is caused by various viruses, most commonly the rhinovirus. While not usually severe, colds can be uncomfortable and lead to other complications, especially in children. Symptoms often include a runny or stuffy nose, sneezing, mild fever, coughing, sore throat, and general tiredness. Colds are highly contagious. A child can catch a cold through direct contact with an infected person, touching contaminated surfaces, or even breathing in virus-laden droplets from a sneeze or cough. Since children have weaker immune systems than adults, they are more prone to catching colds. One of the reasons colds spread so quickly among children is their close contact with one another and their habit of touching their faces frequently. Kids tend to share toys, books, and even food, making it easy for viruses to transfer from one child to another. Additionally, young children are still learning proper hygiene habits, which can increase the risk of infection. Given that the cold virus can survive on surfaces for several hours, simple actions like touching a contaminated doorknob or toy and then rubbing the eyes or nose can lead to infection. To minimize the risk, here are 10 things parents need to do to protect their children from exposure to these viruses. First, encouraging proper hand hygiene. One of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of cold viruses is by teaching children the importance of washing their hands. Frequent hand washing with soap and water can remove germs that they might have picked up from contaminated surfaces or from touching other people. Parents should encourage children to wash their hands before eating, after playing outside, after using the toilet, and after sneezing or coughing. It's also important to demonstrate the correct way to wash hands, rubbing them with soap for at least 20 seconds, making sure to clean between the fingers and under the nails, and rinsing thoroughly with clean water should become second nature. When soap and water are not available, an alcohol-based hand sanitizer can be used as an alternative. However, young children should be supervised while using sanitizers to prevent accidental ingestion. Dusra, regularly disinfecting household items and toys. Germs linger on frequently touched surfaces such as tabletops, doorknobs, remote controls, and toys. Since children often touch their faces after handling these objects, it's crucial to keep them as clean as possible. Parents should regularly disinfect commonly used household items and encourage older children to take part in keeping their surroundings clean. For younger children, cleaning toys and stuffed animals should be a routine practice, especially if they have been shared with siblings or friends. Soft toys can be washed in warm, soapy water, while plastic toys can be wiped down with disinfectant wipes. Teaching kids to be mindful of cleanliness helps instill habits that will serve them well throughout life. Mundram, discouraging the sharing of personal items. While sharing is an essential social skill, certain items should remain personal to prevent the spread of germs. Utensils, cups, towels, and even pillows should not be shared between siblings or friends, especially during flu season. Many viruses can spread through saliva and respiratory droplets, so using separate drinking cups and avoiding food sharing can reduce transmission. If a child is sick, parents should ensure that they use their own set of dishes and wash them separately. It may also be helpful to provide disposable cups and tissues during illness to prevent the virus from spreading to others in the household. நான்காவது, limiting close contact with sick individuals. If someone in the house is sick, keeping a reasonable distance from the affected person can help prevent transmission. This can be particularly challenging in households with multiple children, but small changes can make a big difference. Encouraging the sick individual to rest in a separate room and use their own set of household items can reduce exposure. If maintaining distance is difficult, the use of face masks can also help limit the spread of germs. When visiting crowded places like shopping malls, daycare centers, or indoor play areas, it's a good idea to be extra cautious. If an outbreak of the common cold or flu has been reported, consider postponing non-essential visits to such locations. ஐந்தாவது, choosing a clean and well-maintained daycare or school. For working parents, choosing a daycare with strong hygiene policies is essential in preventing frequent colds. Facilities that enforce hand washing, regular disinfection, and sending sick children home promptly can help minimize the spread of illnesses. If a child shows symptoms of illness, it's important to keep them home rather than sending them to school or daycare. Not only does this help them recover faster, but it also prevents the spread of infection to other children. ஆறாவது, ensuring a nutrient-rich diet to strengthen immunity. A strong immune system is the best defense against infections. Ensuring that children consume a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants helps their bodies fight off viruses effectively. Foods high in vitamin C, such as oranges, mangoes, and leafy greens, can boost immune function. Zinc, found in foods like beans, nuts, and lean meats, also plays a vital role in preventing infections. Including plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and proteins in daily meals can help build a strong immune system. Additionally, limiting processed foods and sugary snacks can prevent inflammation and keep the body functioning optimally. ஏழாவது, keeping children well hydrated. Hydration is key to maintaining a healthy immune system. Water helps flush out toxins, keeps mucous membranes moist, and supports overall bodily functions. Dehydration can make children more susceptible to infections, so parents should encourage their kids to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Warm fluids such as herbal teas, clear soups, or warm water with honey for children over 1 year old can be soothing for the throat and help prevent dry coughs. Avoiding excessive consumption of sugary drinks and sodas is equally important. எட்டாவது, dressing appropriately for the weather. Sudden changes in temperature can weaken the immune system, making children more susceptible to colds. Parents should ensure that their kids are dressed appropriately for the weather, especially during colder months. Layering clothing allows children to adjust their attire as temperatures fluctuate. Scarves, hats, and gloves can help protect against cold air, especially when children are playing outside. It's also essential to ensure that children change out of wet clothing promptly, as damp clothes can increase the risk of catching a cold. Devyati, teaching proper coughing and sneezing etiquette. Since colds spread primarily through respiratory droplets, teaching children the right way to cough and sneeze can prevent germs from spreading to others. Instead of using their hands, kids should be encouraged to sneeze or cough into the crook of their elbow. If tissues are used, they should be disposed of immediately, followed by hand washing. Parents can make this habit fun by demonstrating the vampire sneeze method, where children pretend they are vampires, hiding their faces in their cloaks while coughing or sneezing into their elbows. Making it an interactive learning experience can help reinforce the habit. பத்தாவது, building long-term healthy habits. Preventing colds and coughs isn't just about short-term precautions, it's about establishing healthy routines that children can carry into adulthood. Regular physical activity, adequate sleep, and stress management all contribute to a strong immune system. Exercise helps improve circulation, allowing immune cells to function more efficiently. A well-rested child is better equipped to fight infections, so maintaining a consistent sleep schedule is crucial. Ensuring that children get enough sleep, based on their age group, can help them recover faster if they do get sick. By integrating these simple yet effective habits into daily life, parents can significantly reduce the frequency and severity of colds and coughs in their children. Keeping a child healthy requires a combination of hygiene, nutrition, and lifestyle choices. But with consistent effort, the results can be incredibly rewarding. Final thoughts. Preventing colds and coughs in children requires a combination of good hygiene, a strong immune system, and healthy habits. While no method can guarantee 100% protection, these 10 preventive measures can significantly lower the chances of falling sick. Building strong hygiene habits early, maintaining a clean environment, and providing proper nutrition will not only help prevent colds, but also instill lifelong health-conscious behaviors in your child. By taking these steps, parents can keep their children healthier, happier, and better protected during the cold and flu season.